The human being is born with an innate instinct to survive. Despite all odds, history has seen people survive the worst of the worst and emerge victorious. Be it the bubonic plague of 14th century Europe, the Holocaust, or the 2004 tsunami, the human race has survived them acting against all the circumstances. In this video, we are going to dive into such an incredible story of survival of Jose Salvador Alvarenga, the man who survived 438 days adrift in the Pacific Ocean. Welcome to the Media Geek, the arena with engaging and informative weekly videos. Before moving on, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to extend your support. So, without any further ado, let's get started. Jose Salvador Alvarenga, also known as El Salvador, is a Salvadoran fisherman who became famous for surviving 14 months adrift in the Pacific Ocean. His story is one of the most remarkable survival tales in recent history, and it is a testament to the human spirit and the power of determination. The incident. In November 2012, Alvarenga set out on a fishing trip with a young companion, Ezequiel Cordoba, from the coastal town of Mexico. The plan was to be out for a day, but due to a storm, their small fiberglass boat, which was about 24 feet long and lacked any communication equipment or GPS, was damaged and they were left stranded at sea. The storm also damaged their radio and compass, leaving them with no way to call for help or navigate. For the next 438 days, Alvarenga and Cordoba were adrift on the open ocean, surviving on fish, turtles, and birds that they were able to catch with their bare hands. They were also able to collect rainwater to drink. Despite the harsh conditions and limited resources, Alvarenga was able to navigate using the stars, and he was able to keep the boat afloat by making repairs with whatever materials he could find. They also had no means of preserving the food, so they had to eat it raw. They also had to deal with sharks, which would follow the boat and try to attack them. Survival strategies. In order to survive, Alvarenga had to use all of his knowledge and skills as a fisherman. He was able to catch fish and turtles by hand, which provided him with a source of food. He was also able to collect rainwater to drink, which helped him to stay hydrated. He made makeshift repairs to the boat using plastic bottles and whatever materials he could find, which helped to keep the boat afloat. He also had to navigate using the stars, which helped him to stay on course. Throughout his ordeal, Alvarenga had to deal with many challenges such as storms, rough seas, and the constant threat of sharks. He had to be resourceful and find ways to overcome these challenges. He had to be patient and not give up hope, even when things seemed hopeless. He had to be resilient and keep fighting, even when he was alone and dealing with the loss of his companion. Loss and alone. Sadly, Cordoba died at sea 4 months into the ordeal, leaving Alvarenga alone. He had to deal with the loss of his companion and the guilt of not being able to save him. But he kept fighting and surviving. He had to make the decision to continue on and not give up. He had to keep going, even when things seemed impossible, and even when he was alone. Wash ashore. Finally, in January 2014, Alvarenga washed ashore on the Marshall Islands, over 8,000 miles from where he had set out. He was discovered by a local couple who were shocked by his emaciated and sunburned appearance. He was barely alive, but he had made it. He was rescued and taken to a hospital where he received medical treatment. He was reunited with his family and friends who were overjoyed to see him alive. Aftermath. Alvarenga's story spread quickly, and he became a media sensation. His survival tale was covered by media outlets around the world, and his story was retold in books and documentaries. He was hailed as a hero and an inspiration, and his story was used as a testament to the human will to survive. He went through the rehabilitation and recovery process, both physically and mentally, as he had to deal with the trauma of what he went through. He was diagnosed with depression and post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, due to the prolonged isolation and loss of his companion. He was also dealing with the physical injuries he sustained during his time adrift. Despite this, he was able to overcome these challenges and continue living his life. He wrote a book about his experience, 438 Days, an extraordinary true story of survival at sea, which was written with the help of Jonathan Franklin and was published in 2015. He gave interviews, speeches, and talks to inspire others and to share his remarkable story of survival. Controversy. However, there were also some controversies surrounding his story. Some people disputed his account of the events, claiming that it was not possible for him to have survived for so long at sea. They pointed out that the distance he claimed to have traveled was too great, and that the weather conditions were not conducive to his survival. Others disputed his claim that he had eaten raw fish and turtles to survive, pointing out that the amount of food he would have needed to consume would have been impossible to catch. Despite these controversies, many experts have supported his story and have said that it is possible for someone to survive for such a long time at sea, given the right circumstances and skills. They pointed out that he had the knowledge and skills of a fisherman, and that he was able to navigate using the stars. They also pointed out that the weather conditions were not as bad as some people claimed, and that the distance he traveled was possible. The story of Jose Salvador Alvarenga's survival is truly remarkable and a testament to the human spirit and the power of determination. Despite the unimaginable odds against him, he was able to overcome the challenges and emerge victorious. His story is an inspiration to many, and it is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope. It is important to note that his story also highlights the importance of preparing for the worst-case scenarios and the need for safety measures, communication devices, and proper equipment when going on a fishing trip or any sea voyage. It also showed how important it is to have the knowledge and skills to survive in extreme conditions, and the importance of perseverance and resilience in the face of adversity. We hope you enjoyed learning about the incredible story of Jose Salvador Alvarenga. If you would like to know more, you can read the book 438 Days, an extraordinary true story of survival at sea by Jonathan Franklin. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.